Howdy, folks. I'm Scraggly Scarf, scarily scarfing down scrappy scraps.
I'm Amber.
And here are more scrappy scraps for us to scarf down. This is a lot of scarfing in this scarf tongue twister. The scarf is scarfing down scraps. I guess it's like a very plump scarf. Let's get started. Plenty of scarves to go around the necks for the people. Don't worry, we're not that sentient. You don't have anything to worry about. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Babysit My Sister's Kids After She Called Me Just the Fun Aunt? I'm a 28-year-old female, sister is 34-year-old female, and we have always been close, or so I thought. She has 3 kids, a 9-year-old female, a 6-year-old male, and a 3-year-old male, and a husband, a 36-year-old male, who works long hours, so naturally, I've stepped in to help where I can. I adore my nieces and nephews, and I've always tried to be there for them, whether it's hosting sleepovers, taking them on fun outings, or just helping my sister get a break. But lately, I've been feeling like I've been taken for granted. I work a demanding job, and although I don't have kids myself, my free time is pretty limited. Despite this, I've rearranged my schedule countless times to babysit, and sometimes at the last minute, because my sister swears that she has no one else. I never ask for money or anything in return because, well, family. Last week, my sister called me in a panic because she had an unexpected work event. She needed someone to watch the kids, and once again, I stepped up. I left work early, I canceled dinner plans with my boyfriend, and I drove 45 minutes to her house. When she got home later that night, I overheard her on the phone with her husband. She didn't realize that I was still there, cleaning up the tornado of toys her kids had left behind. She said something along the lines of, "Oh, don't worry about it. OP's name will always help. She's just the fun aunt with no real responsibilities. It's not like she has anything better to do." I froze. I waited for her to hang up, and then I asked her if she really believed that. She laughed awkwardly, and then she said that I was overreacting, insisting that she didn't mean it like that. She said that she was just stressed, and of course she appreciated me, but it didn't feel genuine. I left shortly afterwards, and I didn't bring it up again until she texted me a few days later, asking if I could babysit the kids this weekend. I responded, "Sorry, I can't. You'll have to find someone else." She called me immediately, upset, and asked why I was being so selfish. And I told her that I didn't appreciate being taken for granted or being seen as someone with no real responsibilities. She got defensive, saying that I was twisting her words and punishing her kids over something she didn't mean. Now my parents are involved and they think that I'm overreacting and I should forgive and forget, because family helps family. But I'm exhausted. I love my niece and nephews, but I can't keep dropping everything to help someone who doesn't truly value my time. Now my sister is furious with me, claiming that I'm abandoning her kids out of spite. Am I the jerk for standing my ground? All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. Mom and dad can babysit the kids if they feel so strongly about this. I mean, the audacity to call OP selfish
Yeah,
because she won't drop everything to watch kids she didn't choose to bring into this world.
yeah.
If anyone is being selfish here, it's the sister by thinking she can just take OP for granted and take advantage of her kindness.
Well, I mean, I think that's really what this boils down to, right? She is saying that OP is being selfish despite OP taking, and this is the only time that she's, it seems like she's not dropped everything for her. And so suddenly, one time, an OP is selfish, self-centered, blah, 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 which just shows that she's not sorry at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? She would be apologizing head over heels, bending over backwards, being like, I'm really sorry. I understand that this is probably not a good time for you. Maybe some other time in the future, you would be willing to do this, right?
Right. I mean, it shows that she really does just view OP as free babysitting. She doesn't value OP's time. She doesn't think OP has anything going on in her life. And I really, really hate this attitude that your life is only meaningful if you have children.
Yeah.
Like, children can be a great source of meaning and joy to some people, but not to everyone. And you can have a meaningful life without children.
Yeah, well, I mean, OP is doing a demanding job,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're, progressing in their career, and they're trying to do what they're passionate about, it sounds like. And to claim that OP is lesser of an adult because they don't have children, I think is short-sighted, right? I think that you need a lot of different types of people for a society to function properly. Some of those people are going to be parents, and some of them aren't going to be parents, and that's just the reality of it. And some are going to be voluntarily parents, and some are going to be involuntarily not parents, right? I think there are situations where people want to have children and they just can't, and to view those people as lesser just because they can't fulfill a dream that they want, at least biologically, right? Then I think is rude as well. So I think.
Yeah, well, and I really do think that whether someone has kids or not says nothing about how good or fulfilling their life is. It says nothing about how much of an adult they are. It says
Mhm.
nothing about, any of that stuff. It's just some people, everyone has a different life.
Exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Melodic Policy 765 says, not the jerk. If it's convenient and you want to see the kids, great. If you are tired or have plans, no is a complete sentence. And him Laureli says, she made a decision to use you and is now upset because you found out. Those who are chiming in can be used, I mean babysit. Sit. And Sweetwaterfall 0579 says, exactly. Well, mom and dad, you drop your mom, dad, you drop your life and go help. I mean, you don't have small children. It's not like you have anything else to do. Please, 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 video. No, I want a live stream. And Used Clock 4627 says, not the jerk. Time to remind your sister that those are her kids and that hiring babysitters exist. There are apps and the like for that kind of stuff available on the very phone that she was talking with her husband on. Also, remind her that you have a life, even if you don't have children. And that if you're always going to be looking after her kids, how are you supposed to have a family of your own? Point this out to your parents too. They all need to remember that you're a person too, or not a service. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for not replacing all of my roommate's clothes that got ruined in the wash? So I'm a 27-year-old male, and I'm not in the best financial situation in the moment. I currently live in an apartment with a friend of a friend. We don't really talk that much, so I don't really know him that well, but he definitely knows my financial situation. So anyways, I was going on a Tinder date later that night and I decided to wash this new red shirt that I was trying to wear. I saw my roommate heading towards the laundry with a basket of white clothes and I asked if he was doing laundry now and he said, yeah, whites. So I asked if I could throw something in with them and he said yes. He loaded up the machine and then a minute later I came down and I threw my shirt in the wash. He was not there when I put it in, and then I started the machine. I always thought that the whites versus color laundry thing was an outdated thing, but apparently not, because all of his white clothes ended up pink. Not like bright pink, but they had a pink tinge to them. He got mad, saying that I shouldn't have put a red shirt in. I said that he never specified that my clothing needed to be a specific color, and said he would do the wash. He asked me to replace the clothes, and I found out altogether it would cost around $300 to replace everything that was in there. I decided to do the math myself. Everything in there was still functional, so I offered to replace the white shirts and the gym shorts that got ruined. I understand that these don't look good, and I need to replace them. I would buy a new pack of socks, but not the same brand that got turned pink, as they were too expensive. I refused to replace the underwear and the undershirts because 1, they are only slightly pink and they are still more than okay to use, and 2, I think that is only 50% of my fault because he let me put my shirt in there, and 3, I don't have enough money to just throw around, and I ended up giving him $100. He is calling me a jerk for not reimbursing him for everything, but I think that what I'm doing is more than fair. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
Yeah, OP, I think you have to pony up the money. You ruined the clothes. And maybe you can pay him in installments, but you knew the rules that you don't mix whites and colorful clothing together, and you still went ahead and did it anyway because you thought it was nonsense.
Do these people not own a bottle of bleach? That's the solution right there. Bleach is the solution.
Well, some clothes can't be bleached.
Some clothes can't be bleached, but I mean, since they're so mildly discolored, I think a mild amount of bleach or maybe even OxyClean might be able to take out the staining in these clothes. I think that OP made a dumb mistake, right? But I also think that it's kind of silly to be like, I can't wear a shirt because it's slightly tinged pink because people might think something about me, right? It's like, oh, come on. Like, I can understand his frustration. I think $100 is probably fair. I think that OP is not a very smart person, though. whether or not they owe the person $300 for a whole brand new set of clothes, I don't know. I think OP's in the wrong. Don't get me wrong here, but I don't know that the roommate is all that in my book all that great too.
Well, I don't know, because like it seems like the roommate didn't told him specifically that he was doing a white load, and he
Mm-hmm.
assumed OP was also going to be doing white clothes,
Yeah.
and OP like just threw this in, and then like I get not wanting your clothes to be a color they're not meant to be. Like I don't mind wearing pink, but I have certain garments that are white that if someone were to stain them pink, then I can no longer use them for their intended purpose.
Okay, but I mean, gym shorts, like socks. You telling me he can't wear socks that are slightly tinged pink because who's going to even see your socks?
I mean, he can, but they're not what he bought. They may not be what he likes. And
Oh, that's fine.
I do think that, anyone should be able to wear whatever color. And there shouldn't be stigma against wearing pink, regardless of your gender. And it used to be considered a masculine color.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, certainly, like underwear and socks, those can be bleached 100%. So OP does not need to replace bleachable clothes. Now, maybe there are other clothes in there that you can't bleach and that will be ruined if you do bleach them, but it's at least worth a try to bleach some of these clothes if it's really disconcerting for him to wear pink tinged clothes. So I think that OP is in the wrong. I think the roommate's demands are unreasonable, especially since there are other options available and options that OP isn't even going to know about because clearly he's not well versed enough in laundry to not throw a red shirt in with whites. So, I mean, not he's not probably going to think of buying a bottle of bleach to fix the clothes
I
here.
mean, to be honest, I wouldn't have either.
So I just don't feel like it's as big of an issue that either of them are making it out to be. It's like your clothes are still very functional. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get some flack for my point of view here, but I just feel like it's just such a odd thing to pick at here. A slightly tinged pink set of clothing isn't necessarily going to be the end of the world for you, especially since so much of it can be bleached. And yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of my view here. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. But folks, let's see what the Wheel of Judgment has to say. Wheel of Judgment, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the judgment that OP's earned. Future villain origin story. Who likes this one? Apparently he will turn into Pink Man and tinge the whole world pink. From here on out, that's the origin story. And Fresh Process 6822 says, you're the jerk that you didn't follow laundering instructions and assumed the practice of separating was outdated, and this doesn't excuse you from blame. And then you tried to make it your roommate's fault for not specifying that he wouldn't allow a different color when he told you that he was doing whites. Double jerk. Next, you want to dismiss your responsibility for fixing this and replacing what you damaged by saying that you're in a bad financial situation. Then paid the debt over time, but still do it. Also, it's up to him whether the substitute item will suffice. You don't get to downgrade for his stuff because you don't appreciate the value of his items that you damaged. You also don't get to decide if it's okay not to replace the damaged underwear because it's underwear. That's his call, and if he wants his underwear replaced, then replace it. Triple jerk. Pay off the damaged amount in regular installments like a flipping adult. Let him purchase items like he likes, and then do your own laundry. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Give Up My Office for My Father-in-Law? Here's the thing, I'm a 31-year-old female and I work from home, and one of our 3 bedrooms is set up as my office. My husband is a 33-year-old male and we don't have kids yet, so the other 2 rooms are used as a guest room and storage. Everything has been working fine until recently when my father-in-law, a 62-year-old male, Jim, had a surgery and asked to stay with us while he heals. Now I'm all for helping family, but here's where things went sideways. My husband and his dad want me to give up my office so that Jim can have his own space. They're saying that I can just work from the living room or kitchen for a few months while he's there. But here's the problem. My office is more than just a room, it's where I spend most of my day, working long hours, and everything in there is set up for my job. Moving all of my stuff to a shared space would mess with my productivity and focus. I offer to let Jim take the guest room instead, but my husband insists that the room needs to stay ready for guests, in case family visits. My husband is upset with me, and Jim has been hinting that I'm being selfish. Am I the jerk for refusing to give up my office for my father-in-law? All right, folks, what do you think of this?
No, not the jerk. And honestly, I would be concerned about having father-in-law stay because I'm concerned this is not a temporary thing.
That's what I'm worried about.
Like a guest room should be perfectly suitable for even if he needed an extended stay of a couple of months to recoup.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be having a lot of other visitors while he is recouping for surgery, or they can sleep on the couch or get a hotel or whatever.
Well, I mean, that's it, right? I mean, he's going to be occupying the guest room, so they can just not have guests for 3 months, right? What's so hard about that? Like, are you inviting the whole family to live in your house, for crying out loud? I mean, one guest at a time is generally the policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe under the rare circumstance, you might need to bring another guest into the household, but at that point in time, then you can cross that bridge about whether or not OP needs to, like, move some of her stuff aside inside of the office so that someone can stay there for a day, or if they need to take a pull-out couch and sleep there too, right?
Right. And I mean, maybe that would be another option is if he's so worried about guests, offer to get a pull-out couch they can sleep on.
Mm-hmm.
But my theory here is not that it's a guest issue. It's that they want someplace permanent for him
Yeah.
so that they can, oh, well, he's already here. We might as well just let him stay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about as well. It seems like they're kind of setting this up so because like they're valuing what OP does. They're being like, oh, you can just do this wherever you want. That's not how remote work works, right?
No. And I'm also concerned that by taking away her workspace, they're going to be like, since OP works from home, she's going to end up becoming the de facto caretaker.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what's happening is that they're going to be like, OP is going to have to wait on them hand and foot and not going to have anywhere to disappear into. Do you think they'll try to sabotage OP and move out the stuff while she's not around?
I mean, they might very well. I would, if I were OP, just be getting all your ducks in the row. Find somewhere else you can crash if you need to, if they're going to try and sabotage you, like if you have friends or family.
Mm-hmm.
Look into, like, make it very clear to your husband that his father cannot move in with you.
Yeah.
Have that conversation in advance. Like, just make sure you get everything all set.
Yeah. And then one last thing is I think that OP would be wise to look into like an external office space if they can.
Yeah.
So that like if this does turn sideways where they're trying to get OP to move out or they move OP stuff out, then OP can be like, well, fine, I'm going to go and rent a office space while you two do your thing. And then good for you. I'll be out of the house all day long.
Right, and then they can't rely on you being his caretaker too. Like that might be a good idea anyway.
Yeah.
While he's there, is go be like, okay, I'm going somewhere else for the duration of this.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Why would it be weird if your nose was 12 inches long?
Well, it would be weird because you would probably also be a wooden puppet, and at that point in time, all bets are off because fairy magic is powerful stuff, and cricket magic is even worse.
Because it might be confused with a foot.
It would be. It probably would be. That's why I wear shoes on my face. And I have Mega Mint. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Manic Monday, folks. I hope your Monday is off to a great start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on laundry advice.
Do not throw colorful items in with your whites. You will regret it.
Yeah, if you want to keep your whites white, maybe separate them.
Red especially, like red is the worst offender. I won't even wash my reds with other colors because I have a few garments that I know can bleed and it's like, you're just gonna go on your own.
Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.